Rent to own sounds like a great deal. Here's what they don't tell you up front. But first, let's talk about what rent to own actually is. So rent to own means that you move into a house as a renter first with an agreement to buy it later, usually somewhere between 1 to 3 years down the road. Now, before you even get in, you and the seller agree on a purchase price. And here's the catch. That price is often locked in based on what the seller thinks the house will be worth in a few years from now, not what it's worth today. So there's a good chance you'll end up overpaying. On top of that, you pay a non-refundable upfront fee that's called the option fee, and it's usually 5% or less of the purchase price. This is just for the right to buy the house later. Now, your rent goes up too because only part of that extra rent gets set aside toward the purchase. So you're paying more upfront, more every month, all on a bet that you'll actually be owning the place. So let's talk about why this is risky. If the deal falls apart for any reason, maybe the seller decides to back out, maybe you get a new job and you have to relocate, you don't get that option money back. And that's serious money, sometimes thousands of dollars just gone. And depending on the contract, you could be on the hook for repairs and maintenance the whole time you're renting, even though your name isn't actually on the house yet. HOA fees, property taxes, a broken air conditioner, that's all coming out of your pocket for a house you don't even own. And remember, that inflated price we talked about? Well, if the market doesn't move the way the seller predicted, you could end up paying way more than the house is actually worth. Or the bank won't approve you for a mortgage because the appraisal doesn't match what you agreed upon. Rent-to-own scams do pop up too. So if you're going this route, one missed payment can undo everything that you put into it. Here's the biggest thing to understand about rent-to-own contracts. They're built to protect the seller, not you. The seller makes money either way. If you buy the house, they've got their price. If you don't, they just rent it out to someone else or start the process over with a new buyer. And they keep your option money either way. Because of that, sellers build in all kinds of ways to get out of the deal. Something as small as one late rent payment can free them from ever having to honor your contract. You don't get the same protection on your side. And if the seller runs into financial trouble, say the house goes into foreclosure, then you're the one who loses because the house was never actually in your name. My advice? Skip rent-to-own altogether. Keep renting the normal way and use that time to pay off your debt and build an emergency fund of 3 to 6 months of expenses. Then put together an actual home savings budget and start saving up a real down payment in your own account, not sitting with a landlord who may or may not honor the deal. And when you're ready, buy the house the traditional way with a mortgage and work with a real estate agent you trust, someone who is vetted and can actually work for you and not the seller. Rent-to-own might sound like a shortcut to owning a home, but by the time you add up the fees, the inflated price, and the repairs, you end up paying more, risking more, and having way less protection than if you had just done it the traditional way. So skip the shortcut, and you'll walk into a home you own, not a home that owns you.